What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Making Podcasts Great Again. I am your tech stuff guy, Jay Nog, and we are here, of course, with the President of the United States of Mar-a-Lago, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Mr. President, how are you today?
We're feeling good. We slept in a little later than normal because we had I don't know if you saw this, but we had one of the great rallies in Georgia. We were in Commerce, Georgia, which is good, because I'm so strong for commerce. Sleepy Joe, if he went to Commerce, Georgia, the town would probably collapse. It'd be like, we're so close to this horrible economic fake president. We no longer have commerce. So they were very happy to see me. 5 of my supporters offered their hot daughters to me for strong sexual experiences last night. And I passed. That's what I did. I passed.
Wow. Is that a first?
That's right. Well, today is Sunday, and I said, we got off stage and it was close to midnight. And I said, darling, on Sunday, I only have sex with melatonin because Christian. Strong Christian. So on Sundays, now I didn't go to church today because we have to do the podcast early this week, so it's another a rare exception, but God said to me, sir, you can do the podcast on Sunday because it's too important. If you can't do it on Monday, you can do it on my day. And in fact, sir, I'd like to call it the Lord and Trump's Day. So now we're sort of getting co-headlining on Sundays. So the Lord and Trump's Day. And I said to these beautiful women, and they were beautiful. They were beautiful. And we check ages to make sure they're 15. We want to be within the law.
Of course.
And I said, you know what? You come see me on a Monday at Mar-A-Lago and we can have strong presidential experiences. But Sunday is the day when we call it Sleeping Beauty Sundays at Mar-A-Lago. It's when melatonin takes an extra dose of her pills and lies on her bed naked. And before she falls asleep, she says, do prenuptial requirement, Donald. And I do it very strongly to her. So it's about Christian marriage. It's about strong Christian third marriages.
That's the title.
When I'm talking about faith and marriage and Christian stuff, I get very emotional.
Well, you are a man of God, so I'm not surprised.
And Trump said he's a god of Trump. So, we're, like I said, we're doing co-headlining, co-top billing. And I'm willing to do that. Most people, I would say, no, I get top billing. But for God, I will do co-top billing.
Well, that's it's very gracious of you. Now, Mr. President, a lot of stuff in the news I want to cover with you. First thing with Russia, Ukraine, did you see this before we get to the main story, that Ukraine's president might be presenting at the Oscars or appearing in the Oscars? Did you see that?
For what? Best guy who doesn't own a suit? Is that his award? Guy in t-shirt? The nominees for guy in a t-shirt are Little Zelensky, and that's it. We've only nominated one person, and so he would win. So congratulations, Lil. I'll even give him a rap name, Lil Zelensky. You're gonna win an Oscar for t-shirt wearing. Congratulations.
Don't you think that's a little strange? Not very tasteful either, that his country is in the process of being almost taken over and he still wants to appear via Zoom at the Oscars.
And by the way, they never asked me. So that's the real story, I think.
That is the real story.
I don't know, maybe you can refresh, was Lil Zelensky ever in Zoolander or Home Alone 2? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But that's radical left Hollywood. That's radical left. And I'm sure he's going to get on camera and say, oh, because so many people are watching, although the ratings are so down for radical left Oscars. But he's going to say, oh, everybody who's watching, please help my country. And notice they won't let Vlad Putin appear. My great friend Vlad Putin, they won't let him appear on the Oscars. I wonder why.
Not very fair.
Not fair. Not fair at all. It's called unfair. It's so not fair. It's called unfair, which is like the opposite of fair. And I don't even like to say affair on Sunday because it's Sleeping Beauty Sunday, where I don't have affairs. I just have powerful, comatose sex with Mesopotamia.
Now, speaking of Putin, President Biden, Sleepy Joe, as you call him, just came out and said Putin
No, as we
can,
call him, okay? This is this
yes,
we
as
call
we
him
all call
Sleepy
him.
Joe on this
Yes,
podcast. It's not me. It's called
that,
we.
that's true. It is a group effort.
And not like the French way of saying yes. They say we.
Yes, I think it's OUI spelled.
Well, OUI, and I say me. Which rhymes with remember Nintendo Wii, which is another strong Wii. I
Are
think
you a
the French
fan?
have the I think the French, excuse me, have the weakest Wii of any Wii. There's the Wii, there's the strong, powerful Trump Wii, which is like we as a movement to take back our country. And then you have Nintendo Wii, where you ever throw I remember Melanoma son one time came up to me. You've probably heard of him, Bartholomew.
I know Bartholomew.
Yeah, well, he comes up to me and he says, "Let's play." And I go, "What the hell is this?" And I took, you swing the thing, you swing it, and I threw that. He was about to beat me in the tennis, Wii tennis they call it. And I took this thing, and they used to have the controllers. You had to plug. You remember you plugged the controller into the system, so you were stuck to the system. But I took this Wii, and Brendan had to have been, he was tall, but he was, about 6, so he was old. And I took this thing. And he was about to serve for the win. And I threw this thing so hard at this tall kid's head. And you should have seen it. He started crying and he was bleeding. And Mesopotamia came in and was like, "What they do, Donald?" And I said, "No, I don't know. It's called Wii. It's called Nintendo Wii. It's very strong." And I won. I won the tennis match against little Billy. So we're very proud of that. But I think we'd agree that French have the weakest Wii.
No. No, I wanted to.
Because you can't throw a French Wii at a 6-year-old Barton's head.
No, you can't. Now, Sleepy Joe says that Putin cannot remain.
I think that kid should be
yes.
a bartender. What do you think about that? Barton the bartender. And then he could just change his name to Bartender. Because it's so close.
Now, Sleepy Joe says that Putin cannot remain in power anymore. Do you agree with this? Do you disagree? Are you on the fence? What's your opinion of the statement?
Sleepy Joe maybe should have stayed asleep instead of giving that speech. Because it's one of those things where you're seeing this old man and he's trying to book like he has, you see the speech, he's like yelling. That's when Sleepy Joe tries to act like he has energy, he yells, "Come on, man. We got a Jack and we got a Poland and we got a Poland Spring bottled water, man. Come on. We can't do this, Jack." And it makes no sense. And then he goes off script. And what do you get? You get a potential World War III. Because you don't tell somebody like Vlad Putin you can't remain in power, because you know what he's going to do?
What is he going to do?
Remain in power. Then you make America look weak, and then you make Vlad angry. And when Vlad's angry, he does a few things. He bombs civilians, he murders prostitutes, and he rides horses shirtless. And we don't want any of those things, because those things will be not good. Not good for us, not good for the world. No. So, and what's he going to do? Sleepy Joe's. And then you see how he backtracked. He said, "Oh, no, I didn't mean regime change." He didn't mean that. Well, what did you mean, Sleepy Joe? What did you mean? Did you not have your Metamucil and did you not have, what do you have? Ensure, these Ensure, like the old people protein drinks. Did you not have your Ensure? Did fake Dr. Joe Biden not bring Ensure? So it's a total disgrace and very sad. And I respect Vlad and think what they're doing is very nasty. So hold on. We're getting probably texts from Sleepy Joe right now. Oh boy, hold on. You can continue. This is just top secret.
Okay. And moving on from Sleepy Joe and Putin, how is your friend Clarence Thomas? Is he out of the hospital? Is he feeling better now? Do you know his health
Who
status? Clarence Thomas,
was that?
one of the chief justices, Clarence Thomas, African American man.
Oh, the black guy
Yes.
with the crazy fat white wife. Yes.
Yes. Jeannie Thomas,
And
Clarence
how stupid is
Thomas.
it? Do you see she spells it with a G?
How
Is
did
that
what?
not the dumbest? That's so dumb to spell I call it Jennifer. I say if you want to be Jennifer, you can have a J. If you want to be Jennifer, then have a stupid G. Nothing but a G thing, dummy.
Now, what are your thoughts on?
And by the way, anybody
Yes.
who's listening to this, and I'm going to do this right now because when you plug, I don't know this is your first show, but when we have the tech stuff people, they plug the Patreon and they don't do it with any strength. So I'm going to say it right now. We put up a video where I explain the origin story of how I met Clarence and Guinea Thomas. And it sounds like I'm calling her an Italian slur, but I'm not.
Yes.
I'm just saying the name how it should be pronounced, very stupidly. And Guinea and Clarence, I met them, and it's one of the most powerful stories. I mean, we're talking better than any bonus episode. It's an exclusive 9-minute video, but you got to be a Patreon perfect 10 to see it. And then there's people out there who call themselves fans going, oh, I don't want to join the biggest level. Well, then guess what? Get the hell out of here. Because how the hell can you not want to hear maybe the greatest story ever told on this podcast? But anyway, we were talking about what should be their celebrity couple name. So you got Fat Guinea, which of course sounds like a Sopranos character, and you've got Black Clarence. Maybe we'll ask our strong Patreon people to come up with a celebrity. Clarence and Guinea.
Tweet at us for their power couple name.
Clarence and Guinea. Guinness. There it is. We just passed St. Patrick's Day. Guinness. That's the celebrity name. No need for
participation.
No need for the fans to participate. Your president is smarter and stronger than all of you combined. Thank you.
Now, do you think after this illness and that Clarence Thomas should be serving on the January 6th committee? Because he was the only vote for you to not release.
He's not on the committee. How dare you say that? He's in the Supreme Court. He's not on the committee.
Well, isn't he helping out and serving with the committee for January 6th?
They can't do that. He's a Supreme Court justice. Now, they ruled on a case.
Right. So should be ruling on anything for the January 6th.
Well, I think he can. Why wouldn't he? What would be wrong with that?
I don't know.
They come to the Supreme Court and they say, we need a decision. And then he says, yes. I have no problem with that.
He just says yes automatically?
Or he says no, but he's allowed to make the decision.
Okay. So you think he should still be able to make decisions here and his health is not in question?
Why wouldn't he be able to make the decisions?
I'm just asking you if you think his health is in question. If you're not all there, you shouldn't be making
he had the flu.
landmark decisions.
You know what? I think you've had the flu before. We let you be on the podcast.
Yes, but he was in the hospital. He's an elder gentleman.
I think more of the question has been that the radical left has been saying is because his wife, Guinea, was so involved in January 6th, like any patriot should be. I think they were saying that that's why they want him to step down. And I've told them very clearly, if you step down, we might have to chase you down in the middle of the night and do horrible things to you, Clarence. And he said, well, I don't like that, sir. And so I said, so you keep making decisions. Just because Guinea is a patriot doesn't mean he should. They call it recuse. It's like a combination of retarded and excuse me. Recuse. That's when you're too mentally deficient
I didn't know that's where the origination
Or
came
too
from.
polite. They say, you're so mentally deficient, but you have nice manners. You say recuse. And that's what they want him to do. They want him to stand up there and say, I don't know what I'm doing. May I recuse myself, please? And, on Sleeping Beauty Sundays, I sometimes recuse myself all over melatonin. That's a very versatile word.
So Clarence Thomas is staying.
Who's Clarence Thomas?
Now, Mr. President, I wanted to ask you about Georgia Governor Brian Kemp. You're shaking your head already. He appointed Kelly Loeffler. Is that how you pronounce her name? Am I doing that? Am I saying that right?
Yes. Loeffler rhymes with loser.
And she is going to, he appointed her to the Senate without consulting you. Now, do you not agree with this decision, or are you more angry that he didn't consult you?
Well, she looked like sort of an uglier Ann Coulter, and she ended up losing to the nice Jewish kid. Oh, if I got to be honest with you, can we go off the podcast record?
We haven't done that in a while. We're going to go off right now.
This guy, John Ossoff, okay, he's a very smooth talking Jewish guy from Georgia. Jewish Georgia, we call him. And I got to be honest, if Ivanka had landed him instead of weak, skinny, no personality Jared Kushner, I might not be as mean. I don't like his radical left pop, but he's a very smooth talking guy, very nice. You like listen to him speak. And if you're not listening to the radical left words, you'd be like, this guy's, kind of cool. Kind of like listening to him talk. And you got to come up with somebody stronger than that, than an ugly, no talent, worthless Ann Coulter type. They should have, a Marjorie Taylor Greene, if you want to fight her, that would have been somebody to nominate. Or if you want just a hot piece of ass, like you tell Lauren Boebert, move to Georgia, hop on my dick, and I'll give you the Senate seat as soon as you take a seat on my lap. But instead, he went with Loeffler, which is like a combination of fluffer and loser. Okay, that's like you go onto the porn set and you see the fluffers, and then there's that one fluffer who's not even good at the job, and that's what a Kelly Loeffler is. And that's what Brian Kemp decided on. Brian Kemp used to be my favorite Kemp, but now he's even fallen behind Sean Kemp, who's a tall black who had a lot of kids. So, I don't like him very much. But Brian Kemp is even worse than Sean Kemp, the worst Kemp.
Now, if he did consult you and then still went with Loeffler, would you be still this upset?
Well, he's stupid. So if he consults me, he's a recuse. He should be recusing himself all day. He's a mentally recused person. And he should be recusing himself every day because he's stupid. So if he took my advice, which would, of course, this would be better, a lot better than his advice, and then refuses it, then it's like, well, now you wasted my time and you're stupid.
I totally understand that, Mr. President. Now, before we get to our next news story, you did mention the Patreon earlier, and you should definitely sign up before this Thursday and join the Perfect 10 Patreon
this
Patriot
Thursday,
level.
Everybody, the live show. It's called the live show. We do it once a month. I take time out of, there's one night a week, one night a month, where I have to say to Svetlana and Tatiana, no, we can't have the presidential threesome at Mar-a-Lago because your parents make you go to bed at 9 p.m. And we got the live show at 8. So by the time the live show's done, you're already in bed with milk and cookies being tucked in. And we can't have the strong, and you probably laugh. Yeah, I see you laughing like you think they're underage now. They are, as I've always said, totally legal 15-year-olds.
Well,
no laws being broken.
Well, I appreciate you making that
legality.
sacrifice.
It's called total legality, full legal.
Well, thank you for doing that for us. We all appreciate it. And to join up,
and then the next Friday, people don't know this, but I'll give a little tradition. The next Friday, every time we do a Thursday live episode, a
Mhm.
Q&A. Then I make Svetlana and Tatiana bring their moms, so it becomes a fivesome. So they make up for it, but still, I don't like being knocked off my strong presidential routine.
Of course not. So this Thursday, we have the live episode. It's 8 p.m. Eastern time. Tom Fitzgerald is going to have to answer some questions from you, Mr. President, and we may have to have a new VP.
We don't have to impeach. We don't have to impeach Clarence, the Uncle Thomas, but we might very well have to impeach Thomas, the fake Fitzgerald, if he doesn't show up to this one. We may. They call it in absentia, which means it's a combination of abortion and dementia. And that's what we're going to do to Tom Fitzgerald if he doesn't show up. We're going to abort him with dementia, which I can tell you is not pleasant.
Very emotional about Tom Fitzgerald.
But you know what? And I can admit this because there's been very few people, with the exception, of course, of Alex's iPhone, who's literally has a perfect record.
It's perfection. You can't argue with it. Yeah.
You can't. You can like somebody else's style better. You can think somebody else had other ideas or more charisma. But when it comes to him, he's got the best. He always comes with the best strategies and perfect attendance. You can't touch it. Like Eminem Hammer said, you can't touch this.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can't touch his record, but Tom Fitzgerald disappoints us because he has been one of our strongest people, but not our strongest. And if he doesn't show up to this one, there's going to be a lot of issues. And
abortion by dementia.
Exactly. And I may even allow, to keep my hands clean, I may even allow Alex's iPhone, our strong and consistent president, I may allow him to issue the punishment.
That could be fun. That's this Thursday, everyone, 8 p.m. Eastern time to join.
And notice I haven't threatened them with the evangelical gimp, because that's the ultimate punishment is Mike Pence goes to Massachusetts and finds so-called Vice President Tom Fitzgerald, and then you have Vice President on Vice President crime.
That's patreon.com/MPGA. Packages start at $5, but if you want to attend,
Mike, he's talking about the Patreon packages. Go back.
If you want to attend this Thursday, it is $10 a month. You get, on average, basically bonus material every single week for the month. So you have the regular episode, and you get something bonus every single week for the whole entire month.
You get movie reviews every month. You get an exclusive video like this month's Clarence Thomas video, which is just a masterpiece.
You get the bonus episode, and you get the live episode.
Unbelievable. And you get, obviously, every weekly episode a day early.
That's correct.
That's a lot. There's people doing, you ever see these people who do the Patreon, like, oh, give me $15 and I'll just keep doing nothing, but thank you. Yes. You see these people where it's like, thank you, I exist. Give me $20 a month. I exist. Now, we do strong work. And by the way, let me remind you, Sleepy Joe doesn't even have a podcast, let alone a powerful Patreon.
Well, that's patreon.com/MPGA. Again, it's this Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. The invites will go out to the Perfect Tens on Tuesday or Wednesday. Mr. President, you attacked Brian Kemp, and now you're also attacking future Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson for being disrespectful to GOP senators, as that was you were quoted as saying in your rally last night. Now, I understand. I don't understand really how she was being disrespectful, considering I know Lindsey Graham kept interrupting her answers every single time she tried to answer one of his questions. So if you can explain how she was being disrespectful.
I have a knock-knock joke for you.
So scared.
Knock-knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting Lindsey Graham.
Interrupting Lindsey Graham who?
Hi, can I answer the question, please?
So how can you explain though how she was being disrespectful?
She walked in, with her, oh, look at me. I went to Harvard, like a show off. Look at me. I'm black and I have a family and I have education and I'm sitting here dressed nicely. It was so disrespectful. It was such a show off move. It was such a show off move to walk in like that and to just sit there and not answer our great white people questions.
I think she answered every question to the best of her ability.
No, some she didn't answer. She didn't
Hmm.
answer at all. And then she, of course, the other black in the room, Dorothy Booker, all of a sudden was saying, "I have you, sister." And he made it all about race. And he's a racist. Dorothy Booker, we call him corny, is a total racist. And it was basically critical race theory. It was corny and Katanji sitting in a tree telling everybody to do CRT. First comes racism, then comes veganism, then comes the blacks killing all the white peopleisms. Bars.
Okay.
I don't know. I think this is one of the great. I almost want to do. Remember when George Costanza would just leave after a good joke? I feel like I want to. I feel like our podcast is so strong right now. I want to call it quits right now and just go have strong Sleeping Beauty Sunday sex with sleeping melanoma.
Well, we have 3 more topics left, and then you can be on your way. We are almost done here.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Tech Stuff, for giving the president of the United States and the greatest person on earth permission to live his life. That's so nice, Tech Stuff.
I wasn't giving you permission. I was just more.
No, you said you can. We'll do 3 more topics and then you can go, sir. Oh, thank you. I didn't realize I was under podcast arrest.
How about you may go? Is that better?
Well, if you'd said that originally, maybe that would have been better, but you didn't say that.
I didn't.
You were almost as rude as you were almost as rude, honestly, as Karate Kid Brown.
Oh, this is gonna be so hard to pick a title this week. I have a whole list here, Mr. President. It's gonna be very tough. May have to list 2. Now,
alternate title for the Patreon people. How about we go with 2 titles and you release it under one title for the Patreons and then another title for the poor, rude, freeloading, radical left Democrats.
that's not a bad idea. I like that idea. Now, I'm gonna say a person's name, and I want you to give me your first opinion on them right now. Mo Brooks.
Mo Brooks, Mo Problems. Another title. I don't think there's ever been, and I'm, as you know, the greatest podcasting person in the history of podcasting or people, but I don't know if we've ever been this on fire. I don't know if we've ever been. I think this is one of those episodes where, you have episodes like Samsung that become legendary the minute they drop. I think whatever we title this episode, this is legendary. This is legendary stuff. This is legend, but without Will Smith being all black in it.
I understand. Maybe it's because we're doing it on the day of prayer on Sunday, so maybe that's why.
The Lord said to me, he said, "If you do it on Sunday, sir, it's going to be extra strong." And once we announced that we were double billing God and Trump, I think
That's right.
I think he owes me a little bit of thanks, but I'll thank him too. We can thank each other. God respect Trump.
Now with Mo Brooks, Mo Brooks, more problems.
Mo, you said it like such a white. Mo
Okay.
Brooks.
Mo Brooks. It's a double R in there.
Mo Brooks, more problems, sir. Look at, I'm doing like almost a black comedian thing on here. Hello, I do my taxes. I'm Tech Stuff Guy, and I say more problems, not Mo.
It's the R's in there that big.
This is because when I hang
the
out
R's
with
in
Jim,
here.
well, I hang out. Well, I like the hard R's, obviously. You know that about me. I'm very pro hard R, but not when it says more problems. And I see you're getting complaints from other people who are like, "It's Mo problems, Father Tech." Does your son call you Daddy Tech? He should call you Daddy Tech. You sound like a Latin reggaeton star. Dun, 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 dun. Hello, I am Daddy Tech. Dance, big booty Brazilian women. Anyway,
like Daddy Yankee instead of Daddy Tech.
I know, there already is a Daddy Yankee. And he
So
retired, by the way. I saw him on Truth's Show. I saw that he was retiring from music.
I didn't know that.
I wonder if the Yankees will retire his number.
I don't think they're going to.
We'll see what happens.
But Mo Brooks, he came out recently and said that you urged him to overturn the 2020 election. Another person who is verifying this. Do you care that he leaked that information? What do you have a problem with him now? What is your relationship like with Mo Brooks right now?
There is no relationship with Mo Brooks. He's going to lose. He's trying to become a senator. He's going to lose like a dog. And, he's probably the state of Alabama is going to reject him because there's no more Trump state than Alabama. And if you turn on Trump, you'll be Mo Brooks, Mo problems, and Mo out of a job.
So you're not concerned because you think his career is done.
His career is Mo done, Mo over.
Okay. Wanted to ask you about your good friend, Hall of Fame running back Herschel Walker.
Hershey, we love Hershey. He's he's the right piece of chocolate.
He spoke last night at your rally. Am I correct? And he spoke out against teaching critical race theory in schools, and he also spoke out about no trans athletes in women's sports. I do agree with him on the no trans athletes in women's sports for sure, because when you grow up and go through puberty as a boy to a man, your bone structure is different and it doesn't change when you.
So what if boys
transition.
to men wanted to do sports? Would you say stick to singing?
I think that's totally different. They're not transitioning boys to men.
It's so hard to say goodbye to genitalia. See, I can do my own hooks when I do the raps. I can do the hooks. That's why they call me the best raper in the game.
You are the best rapper in the game, as everyone else would say it. Now, Herschel Walker, big fan of yours. Do you have a position for him if you do run for president again? Is there a position for Herschel Walker?
Well, he's going to be senator. We got to keep him in the Senate because it's a very close Senate. So we need every brain dead Republican we can get, and it doesn't come more brain dead than Herschel Walker. And we call him an African CTE American. And what I love about Herschel Walker is that we had Ben Carson was our official black under my first administration. He was our official black, and he was a brain surgeon. And now for my second administration, our official black will have brain damage. And that's called the circle of life. That's called the circle of medicine and life.
Well, good luck to Herschel and in living life. My last thing I wanted to ask you, I know you finished Netflix, but I don't know if you're aware of this. Netflix does come out with new programming weekly. I know you finished it during the pandemic, but I'm sure you have some more episodes to catch up on.
Oh, we just finished Inventing Anna, which was.
Do you like that?
Program.
My wife's watching that. Did you like it?
I thought it was strong. I thought they were treating that young Russian girl so unfairly. So unfairly. All she was doing was faking it till she made it. That's what I always do with melatonin. When I fake orgasms with melatonin, I say I'm faking it till I make it.
I never heard of a guy faking orgasms, but congratulations.
What I do is I just, she's sleeping, and then I just take some Greek yogurt and throw it on her face when I'm done, and then she wakes up, and then she assumes we did it. But then I go and watch Ivanka's security footage on our cameras and then finish the job.
Okay.
Well, excuse me, because one of my turn-ons don't kink shame. They call it kink shame. I get very aroused at the thought of my children being safe. I don't know why that's so wrong. Do you not like your kids to be safe?
I do like my children to be safe.
Well, then that's all that I'm saying. It makes me powerfully happy to see Ivanka sleeping safely in a cold room.
Have you seen the dumbest show I think ever produced for any kind of streaming service? Is it Cake? Have you seen the show at all?
You know what? I'm actually object. I watched 2 episodes of Is This Cake? It's the only Netflix program I haven't finished because I think it's so stupid.
It's and
And you
people are
should have seen,
complaining
excuse
about
me,
the
you should have
host.
seen, you should have seen Mike Pence when he heard the guy say, "Is it cake?" And Mike Pence thought he said, "Is it cock?" And
Broke another TV.
he didn't just destroy the TV. He actually destroyed the whole room. The whole room collapsed. We had to rebuild it. And I said, "Mike, and he was watching it and he goes, "Sir, I don't see any cock. Right now, all these cakes look like other things. When do they pull out when's the bachelorette party?" So I assumed they'd at least have a cock cake. And I said, "Mike, there's no cock here. It's all cake."
Hopefully Pence
Bukaki.
watches to the
That's
end.
what Mike Pence was looking for. He wanted some bukaki.
Let's just we'll pull the plug right now on Bukaki. Mr. President, thank you so much for joining us on a Sunday, on a very special day for you. I know usually you rest today, and it's the day of Sleeping Beauty Sunday. So I appreciate you taking the time out and recording for us on a Sunday. Thank you to betonline.ag. Get on betonline.ag before the game start today and place your bets. I say go with St. Peter's, ride them hard. Sorry, Pence broke another TV. And go with those Peacocks. Join the Patreon, patreon.com/MPGA. Again, another reminder, this Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern for our Perfect 10 Patreon Patriots. We have our live episode, and Tom Fitzgerald is going to have to answer some questions from the president. And if you haven't checked out my special yet, please check it out. It's on Amazon. It is on all video on demand for cable providers, YouTube, Vimeo, something from nothing. Check it out, rent it, buy it. I appreciate everyone who has watched so far, and please spread the word. Mr. President, the floor is yours.
You're welcome. Hello, everybody. It's JL. Quick announcements, as usual. Most of you probably are not listening anymore, but April 26th, Buffalo Helium Comedy Club. May 14th, New York City, 9:30 p.m., Triad Theater. My special taping 2.0. Tickets available to both those. And for all the Boston fans, which actually I know there are a lot of, I return to City Winery for 2 shows on Friday, July 15th. Ticket link is now available on my website or on City Winery Boston's website. So get your tickets now. I feel very confident in saying those shows will sell out. So not the one in Buffalo, though. Plenty of seats for that, but maybe just buy tickets to that so I don't look like a fucking idiot. Anyway, also my weekly podcast, Righteous PK. You can get all those links and more at jlcomedy.com. So have a good week. Thank you for listening. I think this is one of our best ever. God help us all.